Any self-respecting town in the United States will have at least one car club celebrating anything from American classics, hot rods, or a particular make of car, and Canyon City, Colorado is no exception. Now, despite the fact that it is just about freezing today, all these people have turned out especially for bonnets and hoods. And Jeannie Fuller is responsible for this gathering today. Jeannie, first of all, thanks for getting everybody out here.
You're welcome.
It's quite a sight, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Tell me a bit about the Canyon Car Club. What sort of cars do you have and who's involved?
Well, they're just a lot of families, a lot of different cars, street rods, street machines, classics, antiques, just whatever they have, where they're just welcome to come, and we just have a big time with them. And
What's the appeal, though? Because is it just about nostalgia, trying to sort of look back to the past?
Well, I think it is, and a lot of people just really enjoy looking at the cars. Every place you go, people will stop and talk to you about it and want to know how they are, and it's really fun to travel with them and go to different shows in the area.
And do they all contain the old technology? Because these things were pretty hard to drive, uncomfortable in terms of today's technology.
No, most of these cars you're going to see here are not original underneath. They may look original on the outside, but underneath they're not. They're all got high-powered, souped-up motors in them, so they can be driven out on the highway.
Now, we did say that these people have all gathered here today because of us coming over from Bonnets and Hoods, but you've got a different theory as to why they're here today.
Yes, I do. They're here for the free food.
Let's be fair about this.
We have offered them some chili and hot dogs, and that's why they're here.
So it's a big social thing as well,
yes,
isn't it,
is.
behind the vehicles?
Yes, people like to get together this way and compare vehicles, talk about vehicles, and you learn something from everybody. To something they've done on their car, you might want to try on your car.
Well, I bought the body new. I bought the chassis new. It's all new components. So it has air conditioning and cruise and all the benefits of a new car, really.
Well, that's interesting because you're harking back to the nostalgic days with this car, but in fact it's perfectly modern.
Well, there's only so many of these cars made. We decided we wanted this body style, and there's none of them left, so the only way to have one this body style is buy one that's made and put the car together the way you want it to.
Is that because you don't like the modern design of cars?
Partially. Partially it goes back to when we were kids, we had hot rods when we were kids, and I've had them all my life, and now I'm about ready to retire, and that's what I'm going to do.
Well, I'm not sure where we start with this, Vern. It's absolutely incredible. Tell me a bit about it. What is it?
It's a 1923 Ford T-Bucket Roadster. It's running a 350 Chevy motor, 350 turbo tranny.
Is anything original on it?
Steering wheel.
The steering wheel. The one thing that's left.
That's the only thing that's original on the car.
And the pipes are fantastic. I mean, this has all been designed. How do people design these things into their cars?
Well, you can buy different types. These are called sprint headers. You can buy all different types of headers for the T-Buckets, but the sprint headers stick out. You can buy short headers. If it had fenders on it, you could run different types of headers for different styles of cars.
And I love the thing at the back here. You've got what looks like a miniature horse trailer at the back.
Actually, it is a miniature horse trailer.
I'm missing something here. You couldn't get a horse in there, could you?
No, you couldn't. Actually, you can't haul a horse in it, but it's called a miniature horse trailer for whatever reason, I don't know. That's fake air vents car. Like I said, it's a fair weather car, but I did bring it out for this today.
I can safely say, Vern, that is unique and only in America. Ron, this could never have looked like this in its early days, did it?
No, it was a basket case car when I bought the car.
What's a basket case car?
Everything was piled inside the body.
Huh.
And it was just a body and frame, and it took me about 2.5 years to put the car together. And it's a 38 Ford Cabriolet. This has a solid top on it, but the top does lift off so that I can drive it around in the summertime with the top off.
Is this the original shape at the front and things?
Yes,
absolutely,
it is.
As it was.
We removed a number of chrome pieces. There was a lot of chrome trim and stainless steel trim on the front. That's all been taken off, but the basic shape of the car is original.
And about how much of it is original in terms of the body parts?
About 75% of the body parts.
What do you do for parts and backup and that sort of thing?
The aftermarket is just brimming with parts. There are so many aftermarket parts available that you can build a car, you can open a magazine and you could build a car just from aftermarket parts.
Really? And they're not original parts, those are parts
Those
being
are
made?
reproductions, yes.
Wow. So it's a healthy hobby then?
It is. It's a very healthy hobby, and there's a lot of people that are making good money building these types of cars for other people.
Well, this is a Ford Mustang. It's a 1965 and it looks nothing at all like my 99 Ford Mustang. It's been beautifully preserved and decorated, not so much painted as tattooed, I think, by Ben and Susan.
It's got a 351 in it, Windsor, and it's 4-speed, and it's basically a show car. Well, some of the modifications are the flares right here, with flares on it. And the interior's got, it's embroidered in roses.
Yes, very nice. And in the back, you've either won a lot of prizes or you've been stealing things from someone.
Yeah, it's a trophy winner. It's got a few trophies for it.
This is quite serious.
Yeah.
And is this part of the scene as well? Is this a big part of the scene?
Yeah.
Going in for competitions and winning things?
Right. Yeah.
You're actually not part of the Canyon Car Club so much as your own club, which is the Saturday Night Cruisers. Tell me a bit about that, Susan.
What it was these guys started out in the garage and they decided to take it somewhere else, so they started the club in '99. We dress in the 50s clothes and take pictures, black and white pictures with the cars, like the racing. We go to PMI, we do races, and we do parades.
And why do you think there are so many car nuts in Canyon City?
Nothing else to do.